Hey everyone, welcome! We are on day 2 of Adelaide Materia Cup in Australia. I am joined here by Rudrose, our lovely guest commentator.
Hello, RLS. Thank you for having me. Always happy to help out the land down under.
Yeah, and always a pleasure to have you down here. So, our players are currently shuffling and waiting for the call. I will be going out there, telling them to start, and we will be underway.
Excellent. Do we know who we're going to have on stream to start?
I'll go get that now. Give me a moment, guys, and I'll update the screen.
Excellent. I can't see anything, by the way, through your channel. Well, it looks like, watching through the Twitch stream, it looks like Richie is on the right. I think I saw his face.
So we have Richie Alvarez versus Paul Nifidopoulos on the first quarterfinals match. I have the deck list with me.
Some heavy hitters. By the way, I can't actually see anything through your screen on the Discord.
I knew I forgot to do something. All right.
Hello, Mr. Very Cool, very underscore cool underscore skeleton. You are, in fact, the coolest skeleton I am aware of.
I feel that's redundant. All skeletons are cool. So is he just double cool, or they just double the cool? All right.
It looks like, yeah,
Paul,
I'm guessing that's Richie on the right and Paul on the left.
Paul on the left, yep. I will be updating that in a second.
Last time I saw Paul on stream, he was running the blue Golbez deck, so I'd be curious to see what he's doing this time.
Well, this is his main deck. He's been mainly playing the Golbez deck because he's been doing the best of one, trying to play with a solid deck that wins best of ones that he can control also and win late game. But this tends to be his main deck, and it's kind of what he's known for. He has a very unique deck idea that is just basically good stuff deck in all colors. This one has been
the old stuff.
Yeah, this one has been refined down to 4-color CAD 6. And he likes...
nice. Oh, this is category 6. Okay.
Sorry, not CAD 6, CAD 4. The Cecil tricks.
Oh, Cat 4. Sorry.
Yeah, and he runs the Rosa. I can't remember what set it is. The 1-cost 3K Rosa.
Oh yeah, 1 cost. Is that? I think that's this recent set. I think that's the 20, because the color fixing one, right?
I believe so. Yes, it's the color fixing one.
Yeah, that was the Opus 20 Rosa.
Yeah, and his main trick is to play the Cecil for reduced cost, the new one, by paying 2 of any other color. Yep.
Quite sweet.
So yeah, Paul is playing Rydia Cecil, but it does. Yeah, it's the summon one. It's CAD 4. But yeah, and Richie is still on his Water Monsters list. So, wondering why they haven't started yet.
Maybe they're doing announcements or some last minute details. I don't know.
I'll go check on that because I came out and told them they start when they're ready.
Richie, of course, we saw on the Water Monsters from yesterday. I think we saw him lose on stream, so we'll see if he can bounce back today and get a win while he's on the stream. Would really like to see that Mira pop off and do something too. In that, it's such a cool card, but I just, every time it was played yesterday that we saw anyway, it immediately got killed by something, anything. So I'm waiting to see the whole, something enters and you can break it with the Mira effect. Looks like Paul is going first. And he's going to pitch Rosa for Rosa. All right. Are we going to immediately put out Cecil? Just going pretty aggro here. So if you don't know, that Cecil is technically a 5 cost, but it can reduce the oh my goodness, and there's a bonus burst. Okay, so everything that just happened, Cecil's cost can be reduced to 2, and Rosa lets it be paid with any color. Normally it has to be an earth and a water. Then Rosa draws a card for Cecil entering the field, and Cecil also takes a point of damage. The point of damage he took was Tyro. I think Paul's got to be pretty darn happy with that start. Now he can search out probably Rydia if you don't have it. Obviously, you don't want to search out another Cecil. You want to leave that in the deck because that Cecil can just swap into one. Man, those self-damage effects they just look so much better when they give you that free value from an EX burst on them. I don't know everything he runs in here, so I don't know if he's got like a Porum or a Palom he values as well. Oh, goes for the Warrior of Light. Interesting. So that's quite interesting because what you can do is you can sacrifice the Dark Knight Cecil into Paladin Cecil, the Wind Paladin Cecil, which can then play that Warrior of Light for free. And should for some reason that not work out, you can of course just pitch the Warrior of Light from hand for any of the 4 colors he represents. But yeah, that's a nice little combo that if you guarantee get this Warrior of Light in hand, you know you're going to trigger Wind Cecil. Richie doesn't have anything like Amaterasu to stop that. So the only thing Richie really has that I'm aware of that deals with it quote unquote cleanly is the Mira. Because the Mira could just break both of them on entry, assuming he's got it out and he can pay for them. But this is quite an explosive start for Paul. He put 2 cards in the break zone. And he got a Warrior of Light to his hand, and he's got good old Rosa and Cecil out there together. So if I'm Richie, I'm definitely okay taking 2 points of damage next turn. You want to set up your backups. Getting out a Realm is not terrible either. He does get out. Is that the Fisher? I think that might be the new Fisher. He had the Mira in hand,
back.
puts in the break zone. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I've been told that they're able to hear us this time, even though we had a perfect day yesterday, so I might have to be a little bit quieter.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I got quieter. Surely they can't hear me.
No, you're fine. I've got the headphones for you.
And there we go. Just like so he sacrifices Dark Knight Cecil. He lets loose the darkness, becomes his Paladin self, which will now trigger, and he's going to play that Warrior of Light from hand for free. And oh man, so Paul is looking to really... Yep, and you'll get to draw again off of the Rosa. My goodness, what a combo.
Yep. Also, Paul is running about 15 EX bursts. That's by intent.
Well, and he got a Tyro off the first Cecil point of damage, so he could not have had a better opening.
Yeah, that's usually normal for him.
Willing to buy some loud D&D players. That's funny.
Actually, I believe we enjoy that because the loud D&D players drown me out.
You do sound a lot like I can hear the echo behind you today. Not like that the microphone's echoing, but just I can tell that there's not that background noise there was.
Yeah, and I'm trying to lean in a little bit and try and lean in and be a bit loud for you guys but quiet for them.
Yeah, I mean the way this is going, you might not have to do that for long. RLS, this match could be quick. Already 3 points of damage from Paul. He has the Paladin Cecil, so if Richie targets it with anything, probably Shinryu is his cleanest out of it, as if he can just tidal wave the board.
I think Paul's problem right now is he has too many cards in hand.
Yeah, and I don't know how much... I've never really seen this deck play a whole lot of backups, so I don't know how much he values that. There's one.
Oh, no. Paul's deck requires backups, but I think he knows in this matchup he has the better advantage doing this.
We'll search out Garnet off of the Ico backup. And pass to Richie. Richie can revive the Mira this turn, although there's already so many big forwards on the field. I don't know.
Well,
and the problem with Mira too is Warrior of Light can just...
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't Mira a 5K?
Warrior of Light can blow it apart. So if he can get Warrior of Light off the field first, then you can safely revive Mira.
But you'll also have to pay 2 extra.
Mm-hmm.
Just a clean
Blue Worm
replacement effect.
I think Shinryu is his best bet here. It only costs 2. You can go get the title because he runs that. I thought I remember him running that from yesterday.
Sanguine Chief?
Probably. Yeah, Sagan Chief probably drew that off the Blue Worm. Otherwise, he probably would have put it out first to get an extra counter.
Yeah, with the Blue Worm.
Yeah, we do put down an Aerith backup as well. So Richie, he's on a bit of a clock here.
Well, this is only game 1. It is best of 3 because it is top cut.
Excuse me.
So even if Paul gets this, it is not out for Richie.
I don't know if you have his list. Does Paul have any other form of haste in this deck other than the Warrior of Light?
Going through it now. I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. The 4 stuff isn't normally known for haste unless he's playing like Edge.
It used to have the new Zidane, the water, the wind one, but not this time.
Gotcha. I mean, the good news is the Rosa can't really swing into the Blue Worm, so we're probably not going to 6 this turn.
But maybe he's willing to trade the Rosa to kill the Blue Worm, but he'll just get the mirror back, so it's not worth it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think. And the Rosa's color fixing you right now.
Well, it is color fixing, but it's done its job. Like he's played the.
Richie's only got one in hand, so he does. Interesting.
I'm guessing he's got Remora.
Or a Tomos.
Nope, that's 6 Remora.
Wow. Yeah.
Draw 1.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen a Blue Worm get Remora'd. If you're Richie, do you just bounce this back here? Like, I know you kind of hate to blow the Sahagin Chief, but you nullify the card draw.
Yeah.
But the Rosa then still comes through for damage because presumably Paul did this before a block was declared.
No, he waited for block. I saw Richie go to move the card in front.
Oh, did he? Well, but that he animates it, and then Paul still has a window when it's been animated before.
Maybe when he pushed it forward, he was animating it. Maybe, yeah, you're right.
I feel like maybe you just got to let it go because whatever trick you have to get out of this, I think you need the Sahagin Chief.
Sack to get mirror, maybe.
I don't think you can do that on your opponent's turn.
Okay. Oh, I
may have to reread
mirror.
But I thought she was limited to your turn only.
I unfortunately can't read it on the ones we have. If that's the case, that's the case. I actually don't know. I'm actually not very familiar with the card, but no, it was.
I'll double check between the matches.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's Warrior of Light. Oof.
Oh, I can check it out now if I get it up quick enough.
And this just might be a quick go to game 2. Richie needs Shinryu, and he needs it right now.
And that's if
he doesn't have
a way to stop it.
Yeah. Ash doesn't do much with only 3 backups, and there's the Cecil tax. Blue Worm digging a little deeper. Can he get Shinryu?
So it says only use this ability during your turn if it's in break zone. You were correct.
Yeah.
I was 90% sure you were correct anyway.
It would be quite powerful on your opponent because then again, think if you did something like sacrifice the Dark Knight Cecil, you pull the Mira in response, and okay, I'm gonna kill that new one when it comes in.
That's it. Yep, that's it. Yep, very fair point. So just a Blue Worm play, and
a Fisher.
Sorry, guys.
So Richie's not tapping out, but I mean he can bring down Ash. I don't know what Ash does though. I mean,
she'll have to
can't block Warrior of Light.
So he'll have to. He's got 3 cards in hand. He'll have to empty his hand to kill one thing.
Yeah.
So maybe get rid of the Cecil so he can target the rest of them after. Yep, and he's paying for it. Oh, what's Paul doing?
Interesting.
Amaterasu.
Oh no. Well, that's game. Yeah, I mean he can block with the Blue Worm, but then Paul has more than enough. Richie playing it out though.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, it's so little time. I guess he's not worried about like, oh, I need to save time for the. My goodness, Paul, what an explosive start there.
Yeah, I don't think that's how the deck normally works. Could he have Sophie? Does Paul run Sophie? I don't think Paul runs Sophie. Or are you talking about Richie?
I would assume Paul would be odd if, yes, it'd be strange if Richie
doesn't have Sophie in the deck. Yeah, I don't see it.
I mean, the Rosa Cecil starts good enough, but then to get the Tyro Burst to get the Warrior of Light into your hand, so then you know you've got such a great target for the Paladin win Cecil. Like, oh my goodness, Paul is definitely hoping for a repeat of that, and Richie's like, it's not actually. What if I get to play the game this time?
Yeah, well, like I said, Paul's up one, so we got the crystal for him. Paul doesn't normally play the deck like that. It's very much needs to build the backups for Warrior of Light and for Sawyer. But I think Paul is betting on the matchup that if he goes that aggro route, it'll reward him more than waiting and giving Richie more turns.
Yeah. Richie's got a nice start with the Sarah. Is going to go fetch the Princess Sarah. Paul does have Thoradin in hand, and it looked like maybe one other Earth backup.
That was
Draws into
Moran Warrior
of
of Light he just drew.
Yeah, he also has a Garnet and an Amaterasu, and he has a Rydia. So I think Thoradin is his only backup option, unless I missed one other thing in his hand. I can't quite tell.
I think you're right, yeah.
So he could either go aggressive with the Rydia, which normally you'd think a water monster deck would beat up on that Rydia. It's got a lot of ways to get around her protection, and so he might be a little hesitant to do that. So maybe he goes with the Thoradin. Yep, going for the Thoradin. Presumably we'll take the slower route since he didn't have the explosive start like you said, so I would assume he's going to fetch out another backup. He might grab the
Rosa. Yep, he's going for the Rosa to play it next turn.
Oh, he does the Rosa. Interesting. And I don't think he has a Cecil in hand, so... But maybe hoping he'll draw into it. I kind of thought he might go for another backup. There's our Oracle. One crystal for
crystal
Richie.
Counter for Glaciella.
At this time this time in the turns last game, Richie was already halfway dead, so he's got to love this pace.
Yeah, the X burst off the reduced cost Cecil is what I think did it.
Oh yeah, fetching that Warrior of Light was huge.
Yeah, I remember everyone was like very hesitant about that card because take a damage, and I'm sitting there going, that sounds great. I will always like to take a damage. Getting to 3 is amazing. But you guys by now know how much I love self-damage and damage triggers. Warrior of Light and Leviathan for Kryl to get back Miss Dragon.
And we can still put out Rosa this turn if we want to. I don't know if you want to expose... Yeah, I don't know if you want to expose her.
Yeah, she's a combo piece.
Without a follow-up, yeah, you don't want her to just sit there and get eaten up by something. Even an Ash would kill her at this point, so...
Tonberry to draw a card, solid play, passes turn.
That's it, Richie taking his time.
Yeah, that's... So I'm guessing Paul now needs to play the backup route. Like you said, he can't do the big burst anymore, though he can drop... If he had 3 backups, he could have dropped the Rose, then paid 2 for the Cecil using any of the 2 backups.
Does he have a Cecil in hand?
No, but that could have been the play he was aiming for.
If he'd have drawn it. He does have Rydia with both Amaterasu and Miss Dragon in hand.
There's Ico.
Going to search out Garnet, maybe? Or another Rydia?
No, Rydia.
Yeah, he has Rydia with both Miss Dragon and Amaterasu in hand, which is very good protection for her, so that's got to make him feel a little more confident about getting it out there.
Yeah, but like I said, I think he's aiming for 3 with the Rosa in hand, because as soon as he gets that Earth Cecil, he can just tap 3 to play both.
Yeah. Richie always does such an interesting cut. He always cuts like almost the entire deck, except for like 2 or 3 cards. There's Hippocampus.
I feel it's a little early, but... Oh, discarding a backup that he doesn't need to attack. Seems good. And EX Burst Leviathan. 6 cost.
So you can
use
definitely get back Warrior of Light from hand. Yeah, I don't know if you actually want to bounce the Toneberry, because it just gives him another draw. No, he stops to go for it. Says, well, go ahead, replay, spend the card to replay it. Which, yep, Richie is like, all right, don't mind if I do.
Ooh, drew another Rydia, and there's the Water Cecil. The 5 cost from set 3, I believe.
Oh, he's running the old Opus 2 legend?
Yeah,
nice.
He runs it as a tech to search instead of the wind one if he's versing like a damage deck. Because it says, your forwards can't take damage. Or in the errata form, your forwards damage is reduced to 0.
Yeah. I think he has all 3 Rydia in hand.
Yeah, I think he does.
So Rydia 2 counters. We'll follow up with Rosa to get 2 more
extra counters. Yep, that's what I assume the plan is.
He'll load up for the Miss Dragon and the Amaterasu.
Though he still has too many cards in hand, so how is he going to deal with that?
He
may just
Miss
cast
Dragon, but
overpay Miss Dragon. I think that's what he's planning to do. He's just wondering what he discards.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Unless he goes for the Cecil. I guess you could go for Cecil. Cecil's not great against this deck. There's a
No,
lot
I
of...
don't think so. I think he discards it. No, he
No,
is
he
doing it.
plays it out. So I know it can't take damage. Is it also they can't? No, they can still be broken out,
So
right? It's just that they can't receive damage from anything, right?
Cecil must block if able, I believe, is the wording.
Right. Which is
So
kind of dangerous with the Toneberry there, right? You just send the Toneberry in and stab it with the...
except you can Ami the Tonberry effect.
True.
So I'm wondering if that's what Paul's
Wait,
playing.
can you? Does it make an auto ability when it animates?
Yep, it's if they would take damage from it, that damage becomes lethal, I believe. I need to double check that. But I believe you can.
There's Shinryu. Well, no Toneberry here, sir. Although I feel like you have to Amaterasu this Shinryu right now.
Yeah.
And just hope he doesn't have the other one in hand already.
So when Tonberry deals damage to a forward, break it. You can only use this ability once per turn. So it's an auto ability that goes on the stack when damage is dealt.
Oh, okay. So you can't Amaterasu that.
Yep. I think Paul is wondering, does he Ami this or Ami the Tonberry? Nope, he is Amiing it.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if he's got it, he's got it. But you just
Yeah.
you can't let him go search out Tidal Wave here. It's too clean of an answer to this board.
But that means
The good
that
news is the
Cecil's
Shinryu
going.
won't die.
Yeah, that's all the 9k bodies survive the Amis, which is why I assume a lot of those powerful ETB cards are 9k.
Yeah. So if Richie can draw into another, or is he gonna try to bounce it?
Bouncing Rydia is not a bad idea while she's on 6 counters.
Well, even just that he could bounce the Shinryu to replay it.
That is true, but looks like he's going for Ash. All damage is reduced to 0. Ash does nothing.
Well, it's not damage though; it's power reduction.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Hmm? Yeah, it says loses power. And
Okay,
so,
well,
that
yeah,
gets
they worked it
reduced.
out. Yeah, it looked like Paul's pointing to it going, doesn't die, but then, yeah, looks like they worked out what we were working out.
So that Princess Sarah must be water then. Because the ash would reduce by 6,000. Because without that being water, it would just reduce by 4,000.
I think we had that question yesterday, and I forgot to actually tell chat yet. Richie usually calls water on it. He doesn't need to turn it to lightning.
Drew another Amaterasu, but we're gonna need another 4 character to load this Rydia up again.
Yeah, Richie just realized that he could have killed the Cecil, I think.
Yeah, like I'm kind of surprised he didn't just run the Tonberry into it.
Could be his cards in hand aren't like good to discard. He needs both of them.
Also true, yeah. And Paul is not threatening Richie at the moment, like especially with getting the Rydia off the board.
But if I remember, Paul had one more Rydia in hand, unless he discarded both the other ones.
He should have another one.
He's going for the 4 colors.
Nice. So we currently have water, earth, water, and whatever he made this Princess Sarah.
Wind, I would assume.
Probably.
Okay, so he's not got wall.
He doesn't have the Moogle, so he doesn't have fire. Yeah. Oh, that's it? Wow, backup pass. Is the Cecil's a 9k, right?
Yes. It doesn't matter.
I almost... Well, that's why I almost wonder if you just swing the Cecil in, because otherwise it's just going to die to the Tonberry. Yep, Kodav will take care of Rosa. Here comes Ash. I mean, Cecil has to...
Oh, no. Richie's right. You swing with Ash. Paul must block. He could either let Ash die to replay another one or pump. Yeah, that's...
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because one way or another, if Ash got killed, he just replays another one. He wants Ash dead.
There's the old bonus burst.
That's Kukaspel.
Yeah, Kusith in the English version, or...
No, Kusith, yeah. Kushi, yeah.
He could get Warrior of Light, but I don't see how he's producing fire or wind, depending on what he made the Princess Sarah. So that's probably not going to do a whole lot. He still has a Rydia, but Rydia is, again, not super great here. Goes for the Rosa.
Yeah, I think he's still betting on the engine with the Cecil.
Yeah.
Doling 3 things to activate Hippocampus. Another EX
Campus,
burst.
another EX. Bonus. That's 3 bonus bursts for Paul.
Paul's
We'll search out.
one of Paul's entire tactics is, I want at least 6 EX bursts.
Yeah, right.
No, he has
Cool.
so from my, like, obviously he's a local player. He at least has 4 to 5 at all times during a game. Like, no one likes attacking him. We've been trying to play mill against him because just somehow all the EX bursts.
I know those days. Still, even with the burst search, like Paul needs a pretty big turn here because let's see. Yeah, I mean Richie's technically threatening lethal next turn. He's got enough attackers,
and he's got enough spare backups, spare other stuff to tap to the Hippocampus as well.
Yeah.
And with Sanguine, what's it called?
The Sahagin Chief.
So Sahagin Chief, he can also bounce something.
Richie's got to be feeling really good about his spot right now. I don't obviously I don't have Paul's deck list in front of me, but I'm not really even sure what he does to get out of this.
I'm checking to see if he has even Toto.
I doubt he has any kind of.
Even Toto right now wouldn't help him, I don't think.
It would get rid of 2 forwards, but those monsters are immune to it.
Okay.
So he will. Okay. He plays Wind Paladin.
Sanguine. Yeah, that helps with Chief.
Yeah, I doubt Richie has a response to this. So who do we play? Garnet gets us back a summon. If he plays a category 4 like Iridia, he would get 2 backups back.
And here's the thing: technically, Paul can Ami the. No, he can't. He can't Ami the Hippocampus. He's got no Ami triggers to stop. Yeah, not even Ami can stop the swings because there's no auto abilities on any of them.
Yeah, other than the Tomeberry. But I guess that's only if it blocks, right?
Yeah. So
or
yeah,
gets blocked.
And honestly, I think Richie will gladly pay 2 to bounce something.
Yeah.
Oh, getting some summons back.
Okay. Leviathan is nice. Leviathan can deal with both Shinryu as well as kind of anything else he wants. Granted, it's rather expensive, but...
Yeah, so Richie needs to keep at least 2 backups up if he doesn't want to lose a forward to activate Hippocampus. He needs to keep 2 resource up to use the Chief if he wants to. Oh, monster? No backup.
Larsa. I believe that Larsa lets you search out a category 12? I don't think it searches Skype. I think it's category 12.
But now Hippocampus now he has to dull a forward in order to activate Hippocampus.
Well, he could dull the other 2 monsters, the Sahagin Chief and the Kadav.
Oh, Kadav is a monster, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was another 4. No, you're right then. Yeah, he's got what he needs. Unfortunately, I haven't had much experience with the water monster deck, even though I built a variant of it early on. Mine, stupidly, was Vikings, but with Lena... Yeah, Hippo's in action. Yeah, I worked it out. It took me a second. I corrected myself. But thank you for that, Ethan. Always appreciate it.
Good old Vikings.
But I did the Viking Hippocampus, Cagnarzo, Lena Viking trick because, oh, cool, you're killing all my Vikings. By turn 3, my bin has 30 cards in it.
Right.
And I've drawn enough that I should have it.
He still hasn't searched off this Larsa, so I wonder if Paul's debating using Amaterasu on this.
Yeah. I don't think that would miss that. Yeah.
Or unless, well, granted, the Larsa is optional. So it says when he enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search for a category.
Oh, so he may not have done it, yeah.
Yeah, so he might not even be triggering it.
Oh,
nope.
Ooh,
looks like
the Tyro.
Oh, and there's another. There's our 4th bonus burst.
I need to.
He's 4 for 4.
I need to yell at Paul. I need to yell at him. I don't know how he does it.
Although, man, it's crazy to say, but even with 4 bursts, like I don't know, he's still in trouble. I don't know if this is gonna save him. There's Une. Now that could be helpful as long as he doesn't die this turn.
Yeah. So I believe who did he swing with for that? It was the
probably
Shinryu Brave. Yeah. Richie's being very methodical after 4 EX bursts.
Yeah. He's like, all right.
That's right. I completely forgot. You swing with Brave Shinryu, then use it to activate the Hippocampus.
Yeah.
And that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so 5k to field. So Rosa dies.
So Rosa should be toast off of that.
Yeah, Paul's making sure he remembers how that card works. And because it's not targeting, Cecil does nothing. Also, I think the reason why he didn't do the search on the backup is there's no point discarding a dead card for a new card if you're going to discard a dead card either to bounce, to use Chief, or to use the Tonberry. I think at this point, Richie wants 2 dead cards in hand because he has to discard 2 cards to do both Chief and Tonberry. Right. Yep, swings. This will trade with anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think you probably just give up the Garnet here, right? She's already done her job. There's not really a reason to... I mean, granted, Paul's 4 for 4 on burst, so maybe he's just going to be happy to go to number 5. But...
Well, he has the Leviathan. I think that's what he's considering right now. Only search target is Ash. I think that is correct, actually, Abyssal. That is a good call. So no point searching
Richie
for
checking his damage zone. Like, all right, how many bursts can I run into here?
Problem is, even against the burst deck, you can't. You just still have to beat into it. Like, you can't be scared to attack, or else you lose. You gotta just adapt to them when they come. Because not attacking also doesn't win you the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of offer the trade for the Garnet here. Like, I know he could boost it with Princess Sarah, but...
hands it. I think he's thinking about Leviathan. That is true. It does tick up Chief. I think he's fine. I think Richie's probably got 2 dead cards in hands. He didn't care about the search. It was irrelevant. He's keeping 2 dead cards to go Tonberry or Chief if he needs to. And obviously he's doing it last to make sure he sees what the field is like before he commits to anything like that.
Yeah.
And Paul's considering Leviathan.
But even if you Leviathan here, like what? You bounce the Hippocampus and send the Shinryu packing? I mean, it's not bad, but they both already like committed their attack.
Nope, he's taking it. Nope,
oh, the first non-burst.
In with 9k Ash. Against a field that's taking 5k.
Yeah, do you really want to go to 6? Yeah, I think I like offering to trade the Hippocampus, because even if Richie pumps it, okay, but then he already used it, like...
Yeah. Plus, it means Hippocampus wouldn't have worked next turn.
Yeah. Well, and just, again, what is the Garnet doing at this point?
Oh, Paul also has Remora in hand. I don't think that helps either.
And there goes Une.
And only one more attacker on Richie's side, it looks like.
Yeah. If I'm Richie, though, like you said that Tonberry in, he has to block it. It's going to kill anything.
It would be Garnet. He'll block with
Garnet. I don't know. I guess you don't have to. You don't have to. You're in such a good spot for Richie that you don't need to pressure. You can just say, oh, see what you can do about this. What a different game than game 1.
Yeah, I think Paul knew this would happen. That's why in game 1 he saw his aggro line and just went, I don't care about backups. If I can get the pressure in early and quick, I will beat this deck. Oh, keep forgetting to do the
and just the power of that Warrior of Light. He could have blocked every single forward on here.
Yeah.
That card's such a beater. Yep, pass. Paul drawn for his life.
He's got the Une.
Stabilized. He does have the Une. Man, you really don't want to bounce Shinryu or Ash because you don't want Richie to replay those.
Well, I assume you go for the backups to limit Richie's resources.
Yeah. I want to believe, and I'm always down to be amazed, but I'll be shocked if Paul can pull this off.
I've seen it happen, like not with Paul, but in general.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it is incredibly unlikely, especially with monsters. Monsters are just so hard to interact with.
Yeah, I have noticed because of the monster increase, I've seen less like Toto and board wipe effects. Like Shinryu's the main one I've been seeing this weekend. Oh, he finally got the fire CP back up, but too late.
Yeah.
He's got enough cards that Remora is at least a legitimate threat now. Richie's obviously memorizing everything he sees, trying to guess what's left. I think Richie
Richie,
did.
counting everything.
EXs. I think Richie. Oh no, EXs are irrelevant. Why is he? What's he counting?
He's looking for something. He's looking to
Yeah.
see, like, hey, has this card been expended?
I'm just wondering what card he's thinking about. Right. Yeah, Paul is very, very trying to go through every single line in his head, every single option, every single trick he can do.
Is there a time limit for these, or is this
No,
top cut untimed?
Top cut, it's untimed.
Okay.
As it should be, in my opinion. Remora.
Number 6. He goes for the Remora, so presumably targeting.
Shinryu, I guess.
What is he having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll do a minus 12,000. Goes for the Ash. Okay. You don't want Richie to replay the Ash, but you could bump it to a 10k with the Sarah, so it could potentially get over some problems.
Also, he does have the Cecil out, I guess, so he knows he'll be fishing a card out of his hand as well. Also, there is a second Fenrir. Ash. There's also a second Ash in bin as well, so I think he's going. Yeah. What's the chances of there being another one? But Richie does run 3.
He does have Fenrir. Fenrir can take out a backup. It can take out any of these monsters. Can even take out the what's it called, the Shinryu. So Fenrir has a lot, and can revive Rydia. That Fenrir could do anything at once right now. Yeah. I think this is the first time I've seen this Fenrir. Literally all 4 options are available. There's a monster. There's a light forward. There's a 4-cost backup.
I heavily backed that Fenrir should be a one-off tech card in any deck that it's reasonable in. It is like, it's situational, yes, but when you need it, it's so good.
Yeah. So presumably Paul targeted Shinryu the way Richie moved it, and now he's trying to decide what else would you hit here? Probably, I almost want to say hit the Sahagan Chief now before he can get to the 3rd counter and start bouncing, do the double bounce. Granted, he can save the can he save the Shinryu? Yeah, because it's just bounce anything, right? It doesn't have to be a certain.
But here's the thing, I think the Chief is a threat because you got to remember Chief may target 2 things, but it's still only 1 trigger on Cecil.
Right.
Because Cecil is pay 2 for the effect, not for how many targets of the effect.
Yeah. Yeah, you could go for the Hippocampus. You could. I don't hate hitting the Sarah either. Weaken the resources, and it makes the Ash weaker if another one comes down.
Yeah.
If there is another one, like. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the right choice is here. Probably.
It has to be the Sanguine, because Sanguine can win it for Richie next turn. Oh, alright. Went for Hippocampus.
Yep, so we got rid of Shinryu, Hippocampus. Richie could have saved the Shinryu with the Sahagan Chief if he really wanted to, but obviously he was fine to let it go. I mean, Richie hasn't taken a single point of damage, so he doesn't really have to feel much pressure right now.
Yeah, Richie's very, like, even if Paul stabilizes, Richie has a bit of time.
Yeah, Paul reading like, okay, how can I lose here? Kudov can put something into the break zone, but it is a rather expensive something.
2, 4. Oh, yep, he's doing the Une. I guess, yeah, he bounces Sanguine and... Can you bounce a monster with a Une? Yeah, you can, can't you?
Forward and backup.
Forward and back
If
up.
the
Oh,
monster's
okay.
a forward, you can choose.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So he has
So,
no targets for the forward.
Interesting he goes for the Sarah and not the Princess Sarah. I mean, I know the Sarah's more expensive and maybe it's out of targets to search, but I guess
Yeah.
the Princess Sarah buff probably won't be relevant this turn anyway.
Well, yeah,
Now,
the
Paul has emptied his hand, so he's out of tricks. So if Richie basically has free reign to do whatever he wants this turn.
I assume those two monsters are untapped. It's just Richie hasn't bothered.
Yeah. Go get the Mira.
Goes up to 3, and Chief can hit 2 things. And obviously you can discard the Mirror to pay the 2 to Cecil.
Yeah. It would still leave, unless he's got enough to pay for that and the Kadav and discard a card to Toneberry. I don't know if he's going to have all that.
Oh, we got people already betting that Richie's got this. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on his hand. But either way, even if Richie doesn't win here, he will do so much damage to just...
The Kadav costs 5, and he can... And then he's got to pay the Cecil tax, too, is the thing.
Ooh, replaying the Sarah. Guess search for a dead card to discard as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's got enough resources to push everything out of the way and go in with the Toneberry.
No, failed to find on search.
There's Ash, okay.
Yep.
So there's Ash.
Paying another Mirror.
Now, now I think he's got it. You just bounce both with the Sahagin
Yep, there he
Chief.
goes.
Discard for the Toneberry, and you are in the driver's seat. Yep.
Oh, what's he thinking about? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that works too.
No, that was better play. No, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it didn't matter. He could have just bounced both back and then discarded, but yeah. Yep.
That still was the more efficient line. Like, it was irrelevant in this situation, but it was the more efficient line. So I get that, he... Alright, so they're both on 1 win. We're going to game 3.
Richie completely flipped that game compared to the first one, so he's got to be feeling confident. However, Paul will get to go first this time. I wonder if he will just trust in the first player advantage, still try to build backups, or if he's going to go like, you know what? If I see that turbo opening, I'm just going to hit the gas and do it again because...
Well, this might literally be who goes first. Whoever goes first dedicates how the game is going to play.
Yeah, 100%.
Just so people know, this is the 4th and 5th bracket with Paul 4 and Richie 5th. So, in case anyone's curious about that.
I'm assuming it's too early to get any reports from any of the other games.
Maybe I can message and see, but obviously I
don't feel like you have to get up or anything.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
It's more if Colin looks at his messages.
Yeah, I don't think if I know Paul didn't have much choice because it's just the card he drew. Ooh, much better hand. He's got double Sarah and Tyro. It'll be the slower opening. But... Yep, nice. That's good. That's a good hand. So won't be going the aggro route, at least not on turn 1.
But at least he can build very well.
Yeah. Well, and with the Tyro providing color fixing, like he's got a chance to now legitimately cast Warrior of Light, which is quite nice. Richie, of course, will mirror him with his own Sarah.
Best plays ever.
Right? Sarah searching Sarah, searching Sarah, searching Sarah.
And Richie's already set up his Mirain bin.
Look at that.
That's time walk. Just both players pass. So the question is
now the real turn 1 begins.
Yeah. Oh, I think he got the Earth Cecil. 2 of the Earth Cecil. That
nice.
Looks like.
So he's got a lot of options. Can do the Princess Sarah. Can do Tyro. Can do Thornton. Can go into that Earth Cecil if he wants.
If he Tyros into the Rose and then overpays for the Princess Sarah, he may have the setup for the aggro play next turn. Or is
He was
going
gripping
to just...
2 in hand there, so he was considering, either the
he's gonna
Tyro
play
or
Tyro.
the...
Yeah.
Yep, gets rid of Thornton, and is that the Cecil he got rid of?
Well, he had 2 in hand, so I'm guessing so. Yep. So if he keeps Cecil in hand and Rosa and overpays for the Princess, yes, he was overpaying, but at least he's set up to play both those cards next turn. No, he just passed.
Here's
He's going slow.
There's Princess Sarah. Presumably will become water.
Well, we'll see if he puts the counter on Sagan Chief, then yes.
It won't get it, actually, because it enters the field as a light card.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. But
it only checks if the right color entered, but since it changes its color afterwards, it won't put a counter on the Chief.
So is Princess Sarah an auto ability?
Yes, but so Sagan Chief reads, let me pull it up.
No, I believe you. I'm just thinking, can you Ami a Princess Sarah?
You can, yeah. I've actually seen people do that, and with the Windy Stola too, they'll do it to just mess up everyone's colors. So yeah, you can 100% do it.
Fan for it.
Oh, nice.
And then just taps one for the
Expensive,
Princess
but
Sarah.
Fenrir hits his own.
Yeah, but
it was actually that was huge for Paul. Got rid of the Sagan Chief.
And oh Richie, no. Too late, Gargrosh. Yeah, a bit too late.
Well, that wouldn't have mattered because Fenrir only targets 4 or higher.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a very unfortunate. Yep, he's done the combo.
There it is.
Draws a card.
So Paul choosing the order, draws first, and hits
no
but no target.
No, he targets his own Cecil and doesn't kill it.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, and Richie's like, wait, what? Can you do that?
Yep. I just realized when Paul was looking at his hand, I'm like, oh no, yep.
Ooh, that was such a huge swing from Paul. That Fenrir was so good.
Yeah, getting a card draw.
Yeah, I don't know if Yagrosh... I don't think Yagrosh is going to... The only thing Yagrosh, I think, affects in this matchup is the Une. Is that she'll have to target that.
Blue Worm.
There's the Blue Worm.
So Paul, I think, would have Wind, Tyro, and Sarah. So he needs another Earth backup to be online for Wall. Oh, he's choosing to sack. I guess he wants to play something on Richie's turn.
Yeah, this is what he did last time. He did this into the Wind Cecil. I don't know if he has Warrior of Light.
That's what I'm wondering.
So,
well, he can order it to draw the card first off Rosa.
Yeah, man, if he draws into that, that's just going to be an amazing feeling.
Oh, and well, you'd always order it. You want to see all your options anyway. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he got it.
The draws.
He got it.
He did. He drew into Warrior of Light. Oh my goodness.
He got it. My god,
busted.
I need to punch Paul. I love you, Paul, if you're watching the VOD like tomorrow or something.
You just hear a bam. And RLS clocks it. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know what else he had in hand, so I don't know what his other options were.
He may have had it already in hand, but I saw 4 colors when he drew it, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Holy moly, man. Well, this is looking a lot closer to game 1.
Yeah, and Paul is in a better spot, even though this wasn't a turn 1, turn 2 play. He's in a better spot because he has the backup set up at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that, I don't know what element he made that, Sarah, but it can buff the Warrior of Light. So, like, even a 10k... so even a 10k dash won't kill the Warrior of Light. Yeah. That's pretty powerful.
Getting back for Sawyer, because he's got his colors online. And then he's going to use it?
Presumably. So it'll
1, 2, 3 colors. So 3 effects.
Yeah. So he should get what? A summon back,
draw a card, and bounce. It's bounce a forward, isn't it? Does he have no target? Oh, maybe he'll bounce one of his own things. Hold on. I always mix up for Sawyer's two bounce.
Choose a character opponent controls, return it to its own. Okay, so he'll bounce the Yagrosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 4th one is put a forward on top of forward opponent controls on top of their deck. I think it is.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Okay, so there's one other card that's relevant.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, the forward on top of the deck is the final effect.
Okay. All right, so the
Yeah, I
second
believe
effect
it's
is
draw
must be
card,
opponents.
choose a summon.
Yeah, the third
Yeah.
effect is return of character opponent controls, where the fourth effect is any character.
Oh, and Warrior of Light hit Shinryu into day. I was just thinking Richie was looking for that card.
Yeah.
I mean, you just swing in freely with the Cecil here, right? Like, even if he animates the Toneberry, you just kill it with Warrior of Light. So, like, Toneberry can't stop him.
Yeah, Tomberry gets killed in response with Warrior, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, Richie goes for the next damage.
Mm-hmm.
Hits an Echidna. 3, 4. Paul's got 5 in hand. He can just wait. Yep. No rush here. Richie is like, give me that Shinryu.
I'm actually
He's gotten
curious.
a Tomos.
Hold on a second. There is something I've been wondering about Richie's deck that I forgot to check, that I wanted to check at the beginning, that we were betting on yesterday. How many Shinryus does he run? 3. He's only got the 3.
Okay.
We had a
he
bet
does at
going
least have
yesterday how many light cards he's running in the deck if he's gone like 5
Yeah.
Shinryus.
So there are 2 Shinryu in there somewhere still, which is the cleanest way to get rid of this. But Paul, I don't know if Paul has Amaterasu in hand or not, but granted, that only stops the search. It won't stop the tidal wave.
Yeah, but with 1 in pitch, unless Richie has both in hand, which can happen, but I don't think he does, because he would have jammed it out, I think.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy how, like, swingy both these matches, all 3 of these matches have been. Like, Paul's was so dominant turn.
Thought and search for the Shinryu.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know if he's going to have enough to tidal wave on top. I can't tell how much he's got in hand. Yeah, and Paul's asking that. Hold on.
I don't think
What
he's
do
going
you
to
have
tidal
in
wave.
hand?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to tidal wave now. I think he's going to set it up for next turn. Yeah, he's setting it up for next turn.
Yeah, could he afford to wait? He potentially is going to 6, probably 5. And it only costs 2 right now.
Just hope Paul can't disrupt it.
Yeah, Paul
Which I
has
think he
Mist
can.
Dragon as the only.
He has
I could
Leviathan.
check.
He has Leviathan.
Oh, does he? Ooh.
Respond to the search, kill the Shinryu.
Yeah. Send it packing. I think Leviathan can put it on the bottom of the deck. Yep, there goes Shinryu.
Ability on the stack. Paul's lost how many cards? 3.
Yeah, yes, so if he searches it out, it'll cost Richie his whole hand, but he can tidal wave. So Paul, he needs to Leviathan right now. Now, granted, if he does that though, he can search out the Shinryu again.
But that's it. He's empty.
But I don't think he wouldn't have enough to tidal wave if he did that. Because with 3 in hand.
Yeah, but 1's in damage. He doesn't have any more.
Well, yeah, but there's a third one. Is there another one already gone?
There's 1 in damage, 1 on the field. If he kills the one on the field and searches his third one, he doesn't have the special anymore.
But how would he kill it? The Leviathan doesn't kill it.
Doesn't Leviathan get rid of a light character?
No, it puts it back into the deck though, so he can literally search out.
So Leviathan just gives Paul a turn.
Correct.
Which again could be end, top or bottom. Thank you, Ethan. I really need to do better. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. Yeah, so if but it would be enough. So if he puts the Shinryu back into the deck, Richie has 3 in hand. He can search it out when the Shinryu search card goes to resolve.
Plays it again.
But that would give him. He'd have to play it again, but then he wouldn't have enough to tidal wave
till the
that
next turn. Yeah, and that's probably enough for Paul to win.
Absolutely, but I think he has to. Like, he's going to go search that out and break your entire board. You can't. There's just no. There's no world where it's right to not stop that.
I don't think so. I don't think Paul is considering not doing it. I think what Paul is considering: what do I discard and what do I do with the second effect?
Maybe, yeah.
What he's thinking.
There'd be nothing to bounce, so you would just get a water forward back if you have one in your break zone.
Yeah. So I think he's wondering, what do I discard and what can I grab out of the bin? Unless Paul's not worried about the board wipe, but I can't see. No, he's letting it go.
Really?
What does Paul have?
I don't know, but I don't know, man. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Unless he's confident he can just rebuild, but like, your whole board's about to go to smithereens, dude.
Okay.
I'm guessing he shot the Shinryu.
It's the only target.
Yeah, I mean, you could shoot one of your own forwards. I don't know what the point of that would be because they're dying anyway. But
What was the like? I guess now Richie can't do it. You now know Richie cannot use the Shinryu anymore.
I mean, in Paul, it's not like Paul, that would have emptied Paul's hand either. He had a full 5,
Yeah,
and it would have gotten you something back. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
I
confused by
can't. Yeah,
that.
I don't know what his plan is. I'm sure there was a plan, but I can't see it.
I hope he doesn't come to regret that because
Aerith gets
oh,
it
it
back.
says Aerith
Oh,
gets
that
it
is
back.
true.
Does it pull it to hand? I haven't read. I don't remember what that Aerith does.
Yeah, I
Let me
think
read
it's
her.
get a light card from bin to hand.
Choose one light card and your break zone, add it to. Yes, okay. We do have Mist Dragon, so Paul could counter that. But yes, you're correct. The Aerith could
Yeah, then I
allow us
think
to
he
tidal
should have.
wave.
I don't know. I would have Leviathaned, but I'm also actually I trust Rudrose here over myself. In
Well,
terms of play
I
lines.
don't really see what the downside is, unless you were worried he would tidal wave the turn after.
So
But
he's
that would give
going.
you one more turn to dig for an answer. It would presumably put him to 5, if not 6 damage. It would give you a chance to kill the Shinryu before he can tidal wave. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe because it's early still, like Paul hasn't taken any damage. Maybe he wasn't feeling that pressure. Maybe he thinks he can
Was
just
on one
naturally
damage. He
build
got
back
the
up.
uh
The Remora, yeah,
the
the
Remora
self
on
damage
the
of the
self damage. Yep.
so that's my only real guess is that he's thinking, well, if I let him do this, he dumps his entire hand and now he's in top deck mode.
Yeah.
So maybe he valued that. He was like, I'm gonna have 7 in hand. I've got the better backup line.
And he just set
So
himself up to 5 backups with 4 colors.
yeah, he'll have all the colors. So I understand he can definitely rebuild back, but I don't know.
Richie just wanting to put 3 cards on the bottom.
Yeah.
Discarding the useless Cecil for the yeah. I think Paul just is like I want to win the resource game. I don't care if you kill 3 things.
So if I'm Richie this turn, I'm definitely attacking with Blue Worm and then reviving the Mira and saying, you can play that Warrior of Light, but I'm going to kill it when it comes down. There's a
Give me a minute,
Lothric.
guys.
Pretty good. Wow. What a top deck. We'll let him put 1 back to the bottom.
So it looks like Anthony has won the first match of the quarters. And he is moving into the semis.
Is that enough? Yeah. Oh, man.
Another Remora. And you can't
One
respond to
dragon
it.
meets another. Nope, he can't. One dragon meets another. And there's Amaterasu. Okay,
That's
Richie's
a
happy
good.
to see
That's
that one
good for
go.
Richie.
Yes, he will do the Mira play.
Yeah. So yeah, Anthony, who was in first, beat Peter, who was in 8th. And that's the first result we've gotten.
Congrats to him. He's targeting the Mira right now. Paul could have misdragoned it, but says no, not too worried about it. Go ahead. Richie will have to have a monster in hand to be able to use this effect.
Which I think Richie would. Oh. Oop.
Are we doing the misdragon? He's considering it.
Okay, so I'm assuming the mirror is on field as a target, not on the field yet.
You know, you could. I actually don't hate you play Warrior of Light next turn. If Richie has it, again, he has to go to 0 cards in hand. He has to, because he has to pay 1 and the monster. And you, before the Warrior of Light dies, you just ping it off, the Mirror off anyway. You get all your backups back, and you can just still do whatever you want. Like, and it forces Richie's hand out.
What's
So
mirror,
I don't know.
What does mirror specifically do?
So when a forward, I'll read it verbatim.
When a forward enters, yeah, I remember that. I can't remember what it does. It just break, or does it actually do damage?
When an opponent's forward enters the field, you may pay 1 and discard 1 monster. When you do so, break that forward.
Okay, yeah, it is break. But no, he misdragoned. Ooh, Une. So that looks like Une, Kryl, Porom, Leviathan, and I can't see what that middle card is.
The Shinryu trick is done, of course.
Yeah.
And obviously it was done as soon as the first one got blasted by the Remora, but I mean, you could put Porum out here.
Well,
Porum, let it start getting counters.
Richie could have sacked the Aerith to get one back, or is Aerith a dull ability?
He could
She's a
have,
dull
but
ability.
once
She's a dull ability,
he
yeah.
essentially needed one on the field and then to get the one back from the break zone to tidal wave again.
Yeah, but I mean, if
So
you
the
just wanted to
one on
save
the
it,
field
but
died.
no, I keep the Aerith. Even if Aerith was untapped, I would keep it. Oh, it was Rosa. That was the 5th card. Oh, he's going for the Une.
For a second, I was like, wait, what is he doing? Yep. So
Yeah, so-
Une reduced cost.
Yeah, the problem is I
Remove 2
have the
summons.
deck lists, but I don't have, like, I can't read what they do because it's just the image and the in tiny boxes.
Here
Yep.
comes Une. We'll bounce the
No Yagrosh.
probably the Princess Sarah, I think. You don't want him to replay Thoradin. It's as expensive
Or
as it is.
Bunny.
You don't want him to search out.
Aerith, maybe.
I don't think you hit the bunny. The bunny and the
No, you don't
Thoradin
hit the
both have
bunny.
good
That's what I'm
entry,
saying. You
but-
don't hit the bunny. I'm saying Aerith, I think, is probably... I would probably bounce the Aerith over the Princess.
The reason I like the Princess Sarah too is just it's a light card in his hand, so he essentially is forced to replay it. But the Aerith is more expensive, too,
Yeah.
So I can see the argument for that as well.
And even if Richie decides to use it as resources, he's now a backup behind.
Yeah, Richie needs to get rid of this Une because if Paul is allowed to start getting back Mist Dragons or that Fenrir,
Or
it's gonna
Ami's.
turn in his favor. Yeah, it's gonna turn in his favor very quickly.
Yeah.
Tomeberry, dig a little deeper.
Also, if Paul gets a Kusith back, if there's one in bin, he gets back Wall, starts shenanigans, and those both those Tomberries become useless. Oh, discarding the Aerith to play Great Crystal. That's a good. I'll do that.
Yeah. He put it on top of his deck, so Paul was pointing out. Oh,
Yeah, that's not your bin.
Rosa will die to the Kadav. Oh, and we get rid of the Une to the Atomos. Nice, really good turn from Richie there.
Yeah.
He got to 4. He cleared the field. He's still in top deck mode, but Paul just drew another Une, I think.
But he still has to fish out more summons then. Oh, this is a good game. Like, game 1 was dominated by Paul. Game 2 was dominated by Richie. This one, at least, they're both, having
This
to
one
work.
was-
He's wondering if he goes for the Porum. Porum would also hurt because he can turn off the ability on the Tomberries, even if it doesn't turn them back to
100%.
monsters.
The Kadav's already out now, too. I don't know how many Richie has, but that's one less threat to hit the Porum.
Yep. I think he's counting his summons.
You gonna Une again?
Yep.
Yep. Looking to remove Mist Dragon and Fenrir. 2 great targets for Une. I don't know what else is left in there, but it also never got a chance to get them back last turn. So
What's he gonna bounce?
Oh, and he just jumped to the end of turn Porum trigger. It's like, hold on, you gotta bounce a
Oh
card.
no. Is Une a may or a must?
I thought she was must. Let me pull it up.
Hold on, I might need to...
It might be an up to though, which if it is, then
Yeah, I'll go.
when Une enters the
I'll be
field,
right back,
it's an
guys.
up to. Yep,
Is it an up to?
it's an up to. So
Alright,
he
he's
doesn't
missed
have.
it.
Okay.
He missed it then. I don't need to get up.
No, I think he might have been. He did bounce one, so it may have been like a, hey, what are you targeting? And he was just preemptively putting the Porum on. I'm not sure,
Oh, maybe.
but Richie took the bounce, so. And Hagen Chief will get 1 counter on. And that's it. Richie got a little more value out that turn. However, this Une and Porum are ready to start putting in some work.
I have a feeling Paul has mostly backups in hand.
It doesn't seem like there's a ton of EX bursts in Richie's deck, so you probably feel mostly safe to swing.
Oh, main phase. Oh. Like, if you had
He's trying to decide. He's like, hold on, what do I do here?
If you had the Kusith, grab it, get back wall, play wall, untap, draw, maybe.
I think he
Because-
removed it when he put down the first Une.
See, I
So I'm not sure what summons he has left in there.
think Richie's about to put them all to the top. Hopefully. Nope.
Nope. So we
Wait,
just
what's
gotta
this?
guess.
Leviathan?
That's okay. I mean, he can get back the wall. There's no
Yeah.
bounce. Well, it was kind of like Kusith, just a lot more expensive.
Yeah. And at least he can still get it back with Une. Yeah,
So
I think
now
he had like
Will.
all back. Yeah, he had all backups in hand, so I'm guessing that's why it was worth it.
Here comes Warrior of Light.
And now he
Untap,
gets a top
draw.
deck. Another backup, I'm betting.
I mean, he
Yeah,
can get the Leviathan back now too if he really wants to. I
yeah,
don't
but
know
he
what
can't.
good that's
Oh, he
going to
can
do.
cast it, but he can't cast the follow up. Oh, he would do that in Richie's turn anyway.
Yeah. So go to combat. Wall's going to poke in.
So it looks
I
like
think you attack with the Porum here because if he discards for a Toneberry, you blank it. It can't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the Porum swing here. Oh, but there's a bonus burst. We're in a lot of bursts in Richie's decks, but Thornton is one of them.
Thornton is
I don't
really
know
good
what you
right now
get
for
here,
Richie.
though.
This might be what helps him come back.
Yeah, probably you're going to be looking for an Ash because Shinryu's gone. He can't help you anymore.
Yeah.
Mira just doesn't seem to be doing anything in this matchup. So I'm thinking Ash is who you're going to look for. And if we can get one more water back up, Ash will
Kill
Ash
Une.
can take out Warrior of
Or
Light.
Warrior, yeah.
Or Une, yeah, whoever you're more scared of. You might need to get the Une. I don't know, because so like if he hits Warrior of Light,
His
at the
Tomberries are
end
back
of
online.
Richie's turn. Yeah, well, but I was gonna say what Paul could do. So if Richie were to hit the Warrior of Light with an Ash, at the end of Richie's turn, you use the Une, get the Leviathan back to hand. You have all your backups. You pitch that card, Leviathan, bounce the what you could bounce the Ash, or you could just get your Warrior of Light back, and then you're ready to replay it next turn.
Yeah. And you could do the same with Une as well.
Yep. Goes for Ash. And Ash is immune to Porum. Porum cannot target Ash. Not that it's really going to... She doesn't really have any field effects to blink anyway.
Yes, she no longer costs reduce when she's on the field.
Richie's deck's getting a little low there.
Oh, no. Misdragging the bin. Drawing
okay.
a card.
Gives you another target for Une. You could get back the Mistdragon.
Yeah.
Goes to pass. Porum levels up one more time. A little more experience for the Apprentice Mage. Richie really looking at that break zone, wondering what summons he's going to have to deal with.
One of the few times Richie in this position is hoping for a backup.
Right, yeah. He needs a water backup.
He may not kill the warrior, but at least he'll have the option to. Oh.
Okay, well, that gets rid of Porum. Yep, so that will end Porum's Reign of Terror.
Sanguine gets a counter.
So what he can
There's the
do is...
backup.
Oh, he does have the crystal. Nice. So he
Yeah.
has just enough. There's 3, and Ash is going to come in, and really the question is just now, who do you take out here?
He's going for the
He goes for Une. Says, I don't want to deal with the summons, of course.
Assume
Paul's
Leviathan, yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll get one more summon out of this, sir.
Well, here's the thing. I think Paul's low summons in bin, so he returning the Une right now is useless.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Richie's betting on. But that's
Warrior
still...
Light's going to be a problem, though.
Yeah.
He can push through anything on this board.
There's an Ami in Paul's hand, and I didn't see what the other card was.
I mean, Kadav can definitely deal with him on the next turn, but...
Or
I mean, I
Chief.
guess you could bounce the Ash. You've got the Chief, yeah. You
Yeah.
could bounce Ash and replay it.
Ash
Yeah, they're
and
doing
the
a
Warrior
deck
of Light.
too. They both still got a decent chunk of cards left in their deck. Not quite there, but...
So I see Iridia, Leviathan, Ami, and I think that's Fusoya?
Fusoya's pretty good.
Yeah.
Granted, you kind of free bounce the... Well, no, because you can put the Ash on top of the deck. Although if you hit it into a burst, it would still trigger.
Yeah.
But you could, if you do that, if you can fully resolve the Fusoya, if you bounce one of his backups, the Ash will only trigger for minus 8,000, so it won't be enough to kill Warrior of Light.
That might work.
And then it's gone. So that's an option. Yeah, I'm
Richie,
not sure.
Or it might force Richie to bounce the Warrior of Light so he draws the Ash instead.
Yeah, also true.
Okay, Rydia. Keep up 3 for Ami, I'm betting.
Or Fusoya. If we let Fusoya come in, then he can free cast Amaterasu off of Rydia.
Yes, it'll trigger Rydia's counters.
And then you don't really care about the Ash.
Thank you, Matthew. I only just saw that. I don't have a bottle with me, but I'll take an extra big chug of water when I get one. Just for you. Ooh, block. Then bounce both.
Yep. Oh, he's bouncing the Warrior of Light and the Rydia. I guess that makes sense. Keep the counters down.
Yeah, and Paul can't replay the Warrior of Light because he committed to the Rydia.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking maybe swing first.
An attack first. Yeah. Oh, and no. Ash. Okay, so he bounced Warrior of Light and Ash.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the two targets
so Rydia's a bit... Rydia's pretty exposed here.
Yeah.
I mean, we can Amaterasu the Ash, but it won't die. Here it comes.
Oh, he's checking his exile.
No, maybe not.
I think, yeah, like they're just counting, checking, making sure their plays are... Like, this is top cut. You can't risk making mistakes here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Upstairs Games are still going.
Richie definitely setting up his board for a lethal push on the next turn. Here comes the Ash. Do we Amaterasu? Yep, 100%. Paul says, I don't think so. Luckily, with Warrior of Light off the field, Ash will get to survive. I haven't been able to see Richie's hand at all, so I'm not sure what he's got left in there.
I think he's possibly going to push with the Tomberries, knowing they're useless on the next turn.
He could. It'll cost him whatever he's got left in hand, which I'm not even sure what that is.
If you've got two dead backups, then not really. That's the point of it. He's got Schrodinger's cat. Oh, that's all I saw. I saw Schrodinger's cat, which is a gamble, but he could bounce the Rydia.
A lot of break zone checking.
Like I said, at this level, they're taking their time, they're thinking, they're calculating, they're checking everything, making sure they counted right, making sure they didn't make mistakes.
Oh yeah, I'm not criticizing them. I just find it amusing. That's
like even Paul is checking his own one, and Richie's checking his own exile. Well, Richie's checking his own exile, seeing as he's been his one card. But also, while we're here, the bot should be working. If you see those beautiful links, including the one to Rudrose and Mr Abyssal, please check them out. Also, want to thank GoodGames Adelaide for hosting this event.
Absolutely, thank you, GoodGames, and thank you to RLS for always streaming this wonderful FF content that we get to enjoy.
I'm just glad from looks of it, the upgrades we made are pretty good. I want to thank Mr Abyssal for that. He helped set that all up. So if you guys are glad we're not having Down Undernet, please give him a follow. That alone deserves like a heroic freaking statue.
Right? I'd buy him a drink if I was there.
I'll buy him one for you if you like.
Sure. I won't say no to that.
Yeah, I think, next time we go out. I'm not sure if we're doing anything tonight. We went out yesterday and had burgers. The entire FF crew.
Nice. Sounds delicious.
Yeah, after the bowling incident, I think we vetoed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun fact to everyone around the world, drinking and bowling do not sometimes mix.
Richie really taking his time here. This is he's not gonna die next turn, even with like a Warrior Light coming down, but he has to be mindful of like, okay.
Yeah, he's going for the gamble.
Okay, we go for the Schrodinger's. And it's gonna be
summon.
It's a summon. I think he gets to draw. Yep. If it's a summon, draw 2 cards. Yeah, so he'll draw the Leviathan. Now he could use that Leviathan. Yeah. Yeah. Just lock out the Rydia.
Yeah, the monster is bounce. The creature is damage, I believe.
Yeah, the monster's bounce. Summon is draw 2.
Oh, no. We didn't damage the place. People damaged themselves. The bowling alley was fine. This was in Gold Coast, yes. I've already talked about it enough, Matthew. I don't
finally going to animate a Toneberry.
Oh, another EX burst.
And I go, ooh, a bonus burst? Because I don't know if he has got any summoners left to search. Paul's checking that right now.
Do you have?
Yeah, he's got Rydias in there.
Do you have an EX emote on your channel?
No, but I should get one.
I was going to say, I need to get one whenever you do that. Just spam the EX burst emote.
He can get Garnet or another Rydia. He can't play the Rydia this turn, so I definitely don't value that much. I like Garnet way better here.
Well, he's got Rydia in hand, so...
Yeah, well, and he can't even play it, so I don't like searching out.
Yeah, because he can't play it till the next turn after this.
Ooh, those decks are getting awful thin. Richie's like, all right, I'll separate these 5, and yeah, deck out is a very real possibility here.
Yeah, time is
an animate option. The next Toneberry. And no EX burst there. It is our class 4th Moogle backup.
I think Paul's okay with losing that off the top, though.
Yeah. Richie's definitely threatening that lethal next turn. He's got the bodies for it. So we've got Purim, we've got Warrior of Light.
I think it was Rose, but I think she's a little late here.
Richie's got maybe 5-6 cards left in deck. I can't 100% count them. Yeah, RVA Returners does have an EX burst emote. I'll have to ask him about it.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to use someone. I don't want to use someone else's. Like Travis, maybe because we work together. I prefer if we're going to do one, maybe me and Travis collaborate on an idea.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Paul's got to be mindful of how much he draws here.
Yeah. Like
Warrior Light's going to force him to draw a card.
So, for example, like this isn't how it is. I'm just giving an example. Maybe RVA paid for it, and it's custom art that they paid for to get it. That means to me it's theirs. So pay, if he can leave the Tyro up, he can dull to pump. Yep. So dull to pump, untap everything. That's now a 12k.
The unstoppable 12,000.
Yep. Oh, he drew a Tyro. Oh, that is Hooded Man, I believe.
Oh, is it really nice?
That's the Hooded Man that returns stuff and untaps your CAD floors.
Could get back to Cecil.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you just want to flood the board with as much presence as you can.
Yeah, and that Cecil will mean that Richie will have a harder time targeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem is, does he have 2 wind? Because he has to pay wind for the Hooded Man, then wind for the Cecil. And
yeah,
Cecil
it depends what he made this.
Oh, I have a question. I think I know the answer.
Yes.
But I don't want to embarrass myself any more than I have. Can you cheat Can you cheat in the Rydia with the Cecil even though it was Leviathan?
I believe so.
Yeah, because you're not casting it, you're playing it. Ooh, that might be a big brain play here. It will have
and I heard
counters,
that I saw them talking to the judge, so he might have been checking that. Let's see. Your opponent cannot cast any copies of it. Yes, so you can bring that into play for free.
Yeah. Ooh, does Paul see it? Well, he's going for the swing, which is correct.
Yeah. Yep. Do the safe part first. No EX burst. It's a fisherman backup.
Yep, let me fix the damage.
I don't think there's any Ash left, but smart pump on the Tyro anyway, just in case, so that it wouldn't die to an Ashy EX burst.
Oh, I updated the wrong way. I'll fix it. It's all fixed now. 5-5.
I'm still showing damage 3 on Richie's side. Is that...
Oh, why is that not fixing up? Okay, maybe it isn't. I have been updating it. It's just not been working. Let's reset and change, and there we go.
There it is. Perfect. Yeah, he's definitely mathing it out. He could Hooded Man into the Cecil. Cecil play the Rydia for free. He also still has a Garnet in hand if he just wanted to get back an Amaterasu
or plays the Garnet off the Cecil and just gives up on the Rydia.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because I don't know how much Rydia is doing for you with just 2 counters on her.
Yeah, like...
Or the Porum. You could put Porum in too. I don't hate the Porum. Porum can turn off something.
I still think Garnet is the better option because you can still play Porum, where Garnet's harder to play. Or harder to cast.
True. Well, Porum will reactivate backups for you because it's a 4 character.
Yeah.
Or a 4 forward,
yeah, I know.
Or yeah.
Yeah, I get...
So the Porum would reactivate, and then you could just Garnet anyway.
Yep, he's going for it.
Yep, so there's Hooded Man. So he must have Cicero Wind.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, because even though I was suggesting the Rydia, it was more asking about the rule check than actually it being the play.
Yeah. No, it's a good rule to know too.
Yeah. Oh.
Garnet. Gonna play Porum, I would imagine, or does he go for the Rydia?
Yeah.
He goes for the Rydia.
Untapping.
I mean, that reactivates too, so it'll reactivate. He can play Porum.
That will get Rydia.
Yeah, I don't know what summons he has that he can use off of that, but...
Oh, he's fixing up. Okay, he wants as much multicolor options as he can get because he's now got fire, water, and anything.
Richie giving another old break zone check.
I still don't know what did he keep? I see Leviathan, Porum. I can't see what that other card is that he kept Rydia over.
I can't tell. I mean, this is a pretty impressive field too, though. Richie's gonna have a tough time breaking through this.
Yeah.
Yep. So Rydia will get 2 counters. Porum will get a counter and says, "All right, what do you got?" And
5 damage.
Potentially, Paul has a summon in hand.
Yeah, 5 damage each. Paul is on 4 cards left in deck, so Richie 4-5.
Or 5, maybe.
I think Richie has more. I think Richie's on 7.
Yeah.
Oh, well, less now, but yes. I think Richie would... That still means Richie has the advantage.
Obviously, there's no mirror to pull back. You can Kadav. It's expensive, though. It's going to cost you all 5 of your backups or an entire hand. And you have to pay the Cecil tax, too, so you could really only do that once.
And you're only getting rid of 2 things. I mean... Like, getting rid of the wall is important, because wall is a double kill.
Yeah, yes, you'll never get through that attacker or that blocker, so you have to get rid of wall. Well, if you can't get rid of Warrior Light,
well, it's more winning. The fact that Warrior Light can dull to kill the Tonberries. So Warrior of Light.
Well, he doesn't even need it. He can just block them because he has first strike.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was only 1 off.
Okay.
So Richie's definitely got the advantage on card deck size.
Yeah.
So Paul has to go next. So even though it's untimed, this is essentially turn 0 for Paul.
Yeah. But Richie needs more actual bodies that can block.
Yeah. Well, at least Richie has the advantage here where he knows Paul is 100% going for it next, because next turn is Paul's last turn. So Richie at least knows that I'm going to be facing a full attack. I'm not going to be facing someone thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell Paul's anxious and just like, all right, can we do this?
Yeah. Well, Paul doesn't need to bluff anymore. His field is there. Richie knows the situation. Paul can just go, do I have it or not?
Yeah, this one turned into a slugfest back and forth. Man, I wish we had like a crystal ball and I could see.
Oh no, I was wrong. It is 7 cards. It is 7 cards in Richie. I was right. Wow, that was a good estimate on my... Oh no, this is a beautiful game, Messiah.
I would love to see if we had a crystal ball, like what would have happened if Paul had pulled the trigger on that Leviathan on the Shinryu
Yeah.
play. Like how differently would it have played out?
Well, I'm more than happy to go have a chat with him and ask him if he regrets it or not.
Right?
Well, I'll
Well, if
go.
he wins, I don't think he's going to regret it.
No. I will be going
He
upstairs
ends up
between
winning.
this to check what's going on, if we can get an interview or do something between maybe. Because it looks like, yeah, we still have 3 out of the 4 games going, I believe. Give me one moment, guys.
Unfortunately, I can't see Richie's hand at all, so I don't even know what his options are here, other than he
So
can use the Kadav.
we just got a result. Daniel has won his game, pushing Black Mages into the semi-finals.
Very nice.
Daniel versus Will, so Will is out.
Ooh, happy to see Black Mages doing so well.
Me
So
too.
Black Mages in Final Fantasy VI are in the top 4, right?
I believe so.
I think that's what Anthony was on.
Yes, that is correct. FF6 and Black Mages is in top 4.
So those 2 games, this game, so Matiski's game is the only one we don't know then still, right?
Winner of this match should be playing against Black Mages.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chris/June will be versing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so whoever wins between Chris and June will be versing Cat 6, and whoever wins this will be versing Black Mages.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm guessing everyone heard the conversation there.
Was Anthony number 1? Who was number 1?
Anthony. Anthony is the top
Anthony,
Swiss.
So why would he face Chris? Wouldn't because Chris is second. If Chris won, wouldn't
Is it the other way
first
around?
face like? I always thought it was like the highest seed face the lowest.
No,
but
no,
I don't
no,
know. I don't know.
No. Anthony will be versing this. It's the other way around. No, you are right.
Oh, okay.
I just looked up the top 8 list. I've got it on my phone still ready.
Alright, so
Damn it, Richie, stop.
Richie's so close
Just
to the
wrecks
camera.
the freaking focus. Just sticking his head in the way. No, I understand why he's reading everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Except I haven't been able to see his hand at all, so I don't really even know what his options are. The only things I know he can do, he can use the Kadav to get rid of one thing. He can technically dig with the Loporrit. I don't know how good that is, especially if you're trying to replay Ash. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure what he has in hand. I don't think we've seen Realm all game, so it's possible he drew a late Realm.
Maybe, unless he's discarded
Which
them early.
Which
well,
he has
he's-
enough monsters, he could bounce a single forward with Realm. I don't know how good that is, and the
I
Porum could
don't
blink
know
it
if
anyway.
it's-
Like,
I don't know if it's gone or in deck. There is Octo Mammoth.
Octomammoth is nice. You could bounce 2 things.
Pay 2, but maybe. I think
He does. He
saw-
uses the Loporrit.
Oh, he played Loporrit, did he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
Oh,
he
you used to
he
activate the
broke
ability,
it.
yeah. Okay, he's fishing then.
So that's got to make Paul feel okay. Is that if he had an outright answer in hand, he would have used that. So he is
Yeah.
being forced to dig. If he can somehow replay this Ash or another Ash, it will be 1 weaker now. So
Well, the other thing is he has... No, that's not... Oh, he does have potentially, if he hasn't got rid of it, a second Schrodinger's cat for YOLO, but I don't know if he wants to rely on that. Did you
Yeah.
see both Atomos's in bin? I know I saw one go to exile.
he used one earlier. That I'm not sure about the second one. This is one of those, like, it would be cool if we ever had like a digital platform of this and we could see all like the cards they have used and haven't used and be like, okay, we know these are options left.
Oh, we all got to start somewhere. But yeah. Like we saw it happen to Paul a few turns earlier where he just kept drawing backups. This could happen to Richie as well. They both run
Yeah.
the same amount. I believe it is 15 to Richie and 15 to Paul.
And I think Paul had 3 left in deck, right? So he can take a point of damage.
Yeah.
He can actually still go to 6 because
I
he'll
don't
still
think
drop.
Richie's going for it here. I think Richie is build a wall, pass turn, stop you winning,
Just
I
hope to
win.
deck him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Which
going to
he
be
does.
tough, though. He only has 4 blockers currently.
Well, that's what I think is happening. He's trying to see how many things he can put out to block.
Yeah.
But I think his worry is that's useless unless he gets rid of Warrior of Light. Because
Exactly, because Warrior Light will just pick off
kill one of the blockers. So at the moment, he has 3 blockers, not 4. So I think Richie's trying to work out a way of playing multiple forwards that also will kill the wall. Or multiple blockers that will also kill the wall.
I mean, he could, if he spends the 5 on the Kadav. Let's see, does it put it on the top? Let me reread that card.
The other thing is he might have, if he has a Hippocampus, that's not too bad because he has 3 dead monsters he can dull to activate Hippocampus.
Yeah, I mean, he could put the Kadav, he could use the Kadav to put Warrior of Light on the bottom of the deck. Essentially, it's gone from the game, can't be used anymore at that point. It's expensive,
If
but
you put a card,
the only thing I don't know what he has left in hand.
Here's a problem though. If he puts a card on the bottom of Paul's deck, Paul now has an extra turn.
Yeah, that's true. So he probably doesn't want to do that either.
Yeah, I think if he's going for it, he's going for deck out. Because you got to remember, top 8, your breakers don't matter.
Exactly.
So I don't think he wants to put a card on the bottom of Paul's deck. Maybe if he doesn't mind giving Paul a second turn. The only way that would
I mean,
work
you could
is...
always wait till Paul's turn. You could, because wait and see, and okay,
Yeah.
now I can put Warrior of Light. Because like you said, if the Warrior of Light is sticking around, I don't see how Richie wins this.
Okay, so just pick the card to put on the bottom to lock Bunny.
23 people in chat. Thanks
How
for
are you all
watching.
doing?
Oh, he was still resolving Loprit effect.
Yeah, he was still
I didn't realize he
resolving
was
Loprit.
still in the middle of it.
No, that was Loprit. Like, again, this is crucial. This is the key moment. You need to think of everything. All your options, all your... Ooh, what is the tap ability on the crystal generator, actually?
I think it says
Takes 1k less
choose a
damage,
forward. It takes 1k less.
Yeah,
turn.
so that's useless. So yeah, resource.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was something
Not
relevant.
very helpful.
Well, the ice one I think is dull something, so might have been, but some of those are relevant, some aren't.
He has Glaciella in here, doesn't he? I don't think
He
we've
has
seen her yet.
2, but I think we've seen 1 go to bin, so I assume 1 is in exile.
Although if he doesn't have a crystal, Porum can just blank her on the stack, so she'll never even get a chance
never get
to
the chance
fire
to use it. Well, he can use it on the next turn.
Yeah. Here comes something.
Yep,
He's finally
Hippocampus.
okay. He does
Yep.
have Hippocampus.
Yeah, because Schrodinger's cat and the 2, the one you were talking about that puts a card on the bottom, those 3 can tap to activate Hippocampus, do a shitload of damage, and he's not lost a blocker. And he keeps his Princess Sarah for pump if he needs to. So
Yeah, it'd be 6k to the
1, 2, 3,
board,
4, 5,
but unfortunately it would only take out Porum. But I guess that's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's thinking about it really thinking about it now, not as a defensive. Is he going for it?
I mean, you get rid of the Porum, but that's what he's just trying to say, hey, if I do that, if I get rid of the
Porum
Porum...
and Rydia. Porum and Rydia.
No, because Rydia doesn't take damage.
Oh, right,
Isn't
sorry,
it
this
damage?
is in Kagnazo. Yeah, this is the damage one. Kagnazo is the reduce. But why do it now? Why not save it to stop the attacking?
Maybe he's worried he'll draw something that, like, prevents it.
Maybe.
Yeah, the Rydia won't die. It'll just be the Porum.
No.
Which, I mean, I don't hate getting rid of Porum, but... Yeah, he's committing to it. He does give up the Kadavs.
So he's going for the swing right now. Interesting.
Well, he can't swing as long as Warrior of Light's around.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering why he didn't do that on Paul's turn.
Yeah, that's a good point, because then he could have at least blocked with the Hippocampus, whereas now...
He can't, and he would have, and all Paul's attackers would be 5k damage marked on them. Warrior of Light, yes, that doesn't matter, but it does matter to the others.
Yeah.
Unless he's intending to use Princess Sarah and the 2 Tonberries for that. Again,
Yeah,
not saying...
I don't know. I don't know if he was worried about Paul find some kind of answer to it, but
Maybe. Again, not saying Richie's move is wrong. I'm just saying I can't see it.
no, I like your play better too. That because even if Paul, like, let's say he drew a Fenrir or something, if he goes to break the hippocampus, you can still in response,
Yeah.
then hit the board. The Porum wouldn't have. Well, okay, so maybe that's what he's worried about. Is Paul does have access to Tyro, so if he waits until Paul's turn, Paul can save the Porum with Tyro.
Yeah, but even then, you're still doing 5k to field, which means the attack in would be. I know Tyro's there, but I still feel you do it on their turn because you've lost a blocker now, and you've lost 5k marked on forwards for defending yourself against the final attack. Because he's now just lost a blocker. He's just given up one blocker.
Yeah, I don't know. It's risky. Like, does he even have? I don't know how many he's got in hand. Does he have 2? He needs 2 if he wants to use the Tome Berries. Yeah, he does.
Oh wait, Paul has 5 cards in deck. I thought I saw 3 before.
Oh, he does? Oh, I thought he was down to 3.
Yeah, I counted 3 last time. What? I guess they just... I don't know. We must have missed that. Okay, so... Paul has 2 turns, not 1. Okay, so that explains why he's... Okay, so this is why Richie's going for it then. Apologize for that. I swore I counted 3.
I thought I did too, but
Yeah.
I guess we just didn't see it correctly.
Alright, so maybe Richie is going for it. Because now there's 5 damage marked on all of them, so all he really needs to do is 5k to the wall before he activates the Tonberries.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an intense one.
I think Richie's only got like 2 cards left in his hand. I don't know what else he could have at this point. If Paul has extra there, I wonder if Richie should have used the Kadav. Just get rid of the Warrior of Light, swing in with both Tome Berries. They'll kill if they get blocked. Swing in with the Ash, like.
Maybe.
Yeah, because the Kadav was the only thing preventing, or the Warrior of Light was the only thing preventing you from just running into him right now.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Is Richie empty-handed?
I think he still has at least 2 in hand, possibly. But again, he's been keeping his hand off camera, so I can't really tell.
Yeah. Paul's on 2 cards.
Yeah, Paul's definitely just anxious, right? I mean, I don't blame him. He's just sitting there waiting, like, okay, am I going to get that turn?
Yeah,
Am I going to get that turn?
Unfortunately for Paul right now, he has no control until Richie activates something that he can deal with.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for Richie to basically tell him yes or no.
Well, and I don't know what else Richie could have unless he has another Hippocampus. Is that card multiplayable? It's not. It's unique, so that's not the answer. Unique. Does he run Cagnazzo? But if he had that, why wouldn't he have just thrown it down?
Yeah,
like,
I would have
sure
used Cagnazzo because it would have killed the Rydia, yeah. His list... Oh, wow, he's one of the few lists that doesn't run the Cagnazzo. Interesting. Yeah, my one runs the Cagnazzo, but I also don't have the, mainly because I'm a bad deck builder, I didn't put the mirror trick in. Okay, Paul's turn.
Paul did Warrior of Light Ping. I'm not sure what he targeted.
I think Paul has an Ami and a Fasoya. Okay, now 3 cards.
So he can't afford to draw a single card as long as he's not blocking.
We got a Leviathan, an Ami, a Fasoya, and a Garnet in Paul's hand.
Yeah. I mean, if you can... I don't know if there's a Fenrir or a Leviathan left in there. You just push every possible blocker out of the way. And
well, Garnet comes in, gets him a summon from bin if he wants to. I think Ami's dead right now. I think you go for the win.
Yeah, if you can get the Leviathan,
so I think he discards it for Sawyer, draws 1 card. It doesn't put him a turn under. Oh yeah, Richie had 2 cards. You were right about that.
So he can animate both Tone Berries. It looks like Paul was considering the Fusoya. He can do that a single time. As long as he can win this turn.
Well, there's
he
a problem
can draw
with
cards.
There's a problem with Fusoya, right? You target
What's that?
2 things, right? Richie responds, doubling those 2 and the Princess Sarah to activate Hippocampus.
Yeah, he could, but I mean, you're still getting blockers out of the way.
Yeah, you're trading 2 blockers for 1, but I think that's what Paul is
And the
thinking
Hippocampus
about.
doesn't do anything at this point. Yeah, it doesn't kill anything.
He would have to bounce the Hippocampus. No, you can't bounce it. It's a monster. Ash is his only target for the top of deck. Oh, no, you can.
Yeah, he can bounce it. You choose characters.
Yeah, bounce the Hippocampus, put Ash... No, you can't put Ash on top. You wouldn't even... So you don't want to do the 4th effect. He does not want the 4th effect. He want to leave Ash out there. So he's counting.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Richie can technically just go, the Tonberries are dead, Tonberries and Princess Sarah to Hippocampus. And I think that's what Richie was thinking. I think Richie did tap the 3 to kill the Porum while he could, and he's accepted that the Tonberries are monsters, not forwards. So I think that was the play he was thinking, which I don't know if it's right or wrong. I think it's a good play, but you've essentially given up on 2 of your blockers. But if he couldn't kill the wall, then it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if Paul has any... surely he's got some sort of removal summon in that break zone that he can get back with the Garnet. Maybe not, because
he's exiled a lot of them. Right he unade twice.
But I thought he cast a Leviathan after that, and if you're Leviathan, literally just send Ash back to his hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got Leviathan in hand. That could be the other thing he's thinking about.
Oh, that's right, because he got it back off the Fusoya.
Yeah, I think his decision making is: do I Leviathan or do I Fusoya? I think that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, because the Hippocampus cleave won't kill anything right now, which is quite nice.
Yeah. Is the 2 dull monsters starts with Q? Is that a dull effect, or can you pay for it even if it's dull?
It's a dull. Yeah, it's a dull effect.
So they're out. Yeah.
So if he can Fusoya, I think what you do is you Fusoya, you put Ash back in his hand, and then the character has to target a monster.
Yeah.
Would have to put Ash on top of the deck. But if you still have enough attackers,
or you don't do the 4th effect,
doesn't matter.
Or you just don't do the 4th effect. You put Hippocampus into hand.
That's true. Yeah, you could pay for it so that.
But that's why I think why he's thinking Leviathan might be better, because Leviathan does the same thing. Ash to hand, he gets something back.
Yeah, you could just skip the 4th effect. Well, and what I would do actually is I would put you could put the Hippocampus into his hand. Then he can't dull the Hippocampus. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The Tonberry's out of the way. Yeah, and that leaves him with Ash and Blue Worm. And then
one
probably
Tonberry.
Have enough.
He'll get to keep 1 Tonberry. Paul can only kill 1 of the 2. And
so unless Richie has a trick in hand, like Paul should have it here.
Fusoya
would also.
Here's
the great thing too. Fusoya puts another counter on Rydia, so Rydia can then cast the Leviathan for free.
Yep. I was going to say, I think that's the best play, but I think what Paul is trying to do right now is cast Fusoya without Tyro to leave the Tyro up.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to mathematically work out now.
And which he should be able to.
Yeah, but again, he's thinking all lines, he's thinking all possibilities, he's trying to do everything. Oh, he has to use the Tyro, unfortunately, looks like.
But why? Fusoya doesn't need Earth.
But he won't have a second color, otherwise it'll be all water. He'll only have 2 effects. He needs a Tyro tap for the 3rd color.
But the Princess Sarah was wind. Why couldn't you go wind, water, fire with the Moogle? I guess you need your 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you did need the 3rd. I guess you needed the 3rd color. I guess he did have to use Tyro for that.
Yeah, choosing Mist Dragon and drawing a card, which doesn't hurt his counter because he's on odd numbers. Trigger on the stack for Rydia.
Like I said, I don't really see what the Hippocampus cleave accomplishes here. It's not even going to kill anything.
Uh, yeah. I guess reduce, take, deal damage to them so they're a bit more. It's a trade instead of a kill. But
Yeah, but I mean, Paul's not planning to live past his
yeah,
turn anyway. So
yeah.
if he loses all his forwards running into a trade, he's fine with that. I'm assuming Richie must have a summon in hand,
To
because
be
otherwise I
honest,
don't know what the reaction is here.
I'm honestly thinking Richie may not have much, but he wants to think about it. Like he's trying to get as much time to think at the right moment. Because obviously, if you have a play, you miss it and pass priority, you've lost your opportunity.
Right.
We're taking your time, going, hold up, I may not have it. Let me just think and double check. Nope, let it resolve. And then moving on to the Fusoya trigger.
So presumably he's got 3 triggers for Fusoya. He's already drawn his card in the summon.
No, well, he's put
And
them to the
I don't
side
know
there as
who-
his targets. That's how Paul does it. He
Yeah.
puts them to the side, saying these are the targets. If you say stop it, he puts them back in bin on top of deck. So that's.
So I'm
that's
not sure
Paul's
who
way
he
of doing on the
targeted to
stack.
return.
I
I would
assume it's
target
Hippocampus.
definitely either the Ash or the Hippocampus.
Actually, it might be the Ash because of the 9k body, maybe?
I think they're both correct targets.
Actually, I think it might be the Ash because he has the Ami in hand. So he might not be scared of the Ash if he doesn't win here. And if Richie dulls both Tonberries to activate Hippocampus, the 5k on wall can target something else then.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what Richie has in hand, but I'm not really sure how he gets.
Paul's wiping the sweat.
Yeah.
Nah, this is good. Like even you and I are so focused on what could be the plays, even we're brought to silence by this. I wish we knew what the target was. Yeah, I wish I knew what the target was on the Fusoya so we could at least theory craft. Oh, was it the blue worm?
Huh. Not what I would have expected.
Yeah.
So Richie currently has 4 blockers if he sequences it the correct way.
3. 1 Tonberry's dead to wall.
Well, yeah, but it's technically
Yeah,
a body it could animate.
But mathematically, Paul is working with 3 blockers.
Yeah.
Swing.
So here we go.
Actually, no. He doesn't have 3 blockers. He doesn't, because if he has to activate the Hippocampus, he loses 2 of his blockers.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, no. He has less. That
Probably just take this hit.
Yeah, that may be why he bounced the blue worm. He just thought take a dull effect away from the Hippocampus. And blue worm doesn't kill him when it comes into play like Ash does.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And unfortunately, Ash to 10 and Hippocampus to 9 with the Princess. Oh no, he can't even use Princess Sarah. That has to dull to activate Hippocampus. So he doesn't even have Princess Sarah. Yeah, I don't know if Richie has a way through this.
It looks like he's got an Ash and a Thoradin in hand, so those aren't
I saw
helpful.
a Thoradin, but I wasn't 100%. Activating.
Okay, so he animates Homeberry.
Paul goes for the kill. He responds by activating Hippocampus. Yeah.
I don't think you even dull it on the stack. I think you maybe you do.
You have to.
You can just say
If
okay.
that dies, you lose Hippocampus. Do you trade Hippocampus for which would you prefer to keep here, the Tomberry or the Hippocampus? Oh, there's 2 more cards in his hand. He had 3 cards in hand.
I don't think it matters because he's gonna. I mean, the hippocampus is the bigger body, I guess. Even though the Toneberry kills on attack anyway, like.
Yeah, so that's the decision Rich has to make: is does he activate hippocampus now and keeps the hippocampus, or does he let it die and keep the Tonberry instead?
I guess in theory, the hippo, like if you somehow by a miracle survive this turn, is the better card to have next turn. So I would.
Yeah, blue dragon got bounced. Oh, blue
would
dragon got
probably
bounced. That's
keep-
why he's got third card in hand. Thank you, Ethan. That's a is that another that's another ash in
Yeah,
hand.
he's got Ash, so that
Ash
card's
and Thornton,
useless.
Yeah, it is
I don't-
Ash and
unless
Thornton.
unless that other card's a summon, like I just don't see how Richie's getting out of this.
Wait, no, it's Ash and Blue Worm because he just discarded a Lot Bunny for the
yeah,
Tonberry.
that's right.
So it's Blue Worm and Ash.
So yeah,
Yep.
I say Richie can't do anything about this.
Mm-hmm. And he's committing to the
And-
he's committed to the Tonberry, not the hippocampus.
I mean, the Warrior Light's still coming through.
Yeah.
You probably just let this go to damage.
Yep. EX burst. Nope, that's a Glaciella.
There's Glaciella. If you've got
Pulls
the Sylvie, yep, there you go.
Bouncing
Send Ash packing.
Get Porum back. Do you know what would have been funny for Paul if he bounced the Tonberry instead? Goes, waits for Tonberry activation, bounce the Tonberry, and then just doesn't care about Ash. But no, he has to get rid of Ash. Unfortunately, his stuff is significantly smaller.
I'm all for I'm all for examining your outs, but Richie, dude, I just don't know what you could do here. Like, I think literally your only technical effects are the Sarah Pump and the Hippocampus effect.
No, he has no hippocampus. Oh, yes, Dull the
He-
Tonberry.
if he-
Yeah. No, if he
If he
doesn't
dulls everything
hippocampus.
but it before.
Yeah, so he doesn't have both. He either has Princess or Hippocampus. I think that's why he's pausing. He's pausing to decide again, do I want this or this? Problem is, I don't think
But
either
based on-
option is good.
Yeah, I would say because
Yeah.
Paul's just gonna run the Cecil in, trade whatever's left to block, run the other two in, and that's over.
Yeah. Are we going to see Rydia kill?
Maybe Richie's like, if we wait long enough, maybe Paul will
Forget to attack.
go to the. Yeah, exactly. Fall asleep and be like, there we go. That's how you get him.
Yeah, I think Richie's just deciding what he wants to keep and will it save him or not. Because you don't want to pick one of those two options and then realize the other one could have stopped something, but I can't see it.
Yeah, there's nothing. Again, he literally has 3 action abilities in play: the hippo effect, the Toneberry effect, the Sarah effect.
Yeah.
And the hippo, if he uses the hippo, everything else is taken off the field.
Yeah.
The Toneberry isn't going to save him. The Sarah isn't going to save him.
I say he lets I say he lets the Ash die and just Tonberry kill something. Doesn't matter, but that would be the best play in any other than lethal situation, I think.
Yeah.
Richie's just messing with Paul. he likes seeing
Alright.
that leg tap. Yep, resolves.
Right, yep. Send in. I mean, you can't even use the hippo at this point.
And do you know what the sad part about this is? Even if Richie
That-
survives, Rydia and Cecil and Hoodman get untapped at the end of turn.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Paul has won. Oh, Paul's...
There we go.
Mira, Glaciella, there's the Octomammoth and a blue worm left. All right, I'm going to go get us some details on the next match. Congratulations to Paul, Anthony, and... It was Paul, Anthony, and... Paul, Anthony, and Daniel, I believe, are the current 3 winners. I will go get us the information on probably the game you're wanting to know, Chris and June. See you guys in a bit. We'll hopefully have everything set up soon.
See you in a bit.
Hey guys, I am here with Paul Nifidopoulos, the current winner of that very close, very intense, and arduous battle. How are you doing, Paul?
Yeah, been better.
Stressed?
Yep.
Oh, we do have Travis here. How are you doing, Travis?
Good. Sorry, I went to grab a snack.
Yeah, you want to take this one for me?
Sure, be happy to.
Just give me a second to pass the headphones to Paul, and he will let you know that he is able to hear you.
Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Congratulations for Give the Kerfluffle. I went to go grab a snack because that was so intense. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
you looked very anxious on screen. I think we were anxious with you, so...
I was like, the second last turn, I was just hoping, please end your turn. Don't go in for attacks with like some sort of... I checked like what he had left. I couldn't remember everything. I didn't think there was anything, but I just still wanted him to end the turn because what I had in hand, I was almost certain that it was lethal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when I saw that Leviathan, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's got this. It was a really... I know it took a long time. It was a really strange series that first game, you know, the Rosa into the Cecil into the Tyro burst was just like, oh my goodness, you were just off to the races. You absolutely crushed him. And then the second game, he completely flipped it too and really kind of put the beat down on. And so that third game then was like this big slobber knocker. So we got 3 very different games out of all those. Like, how are you feeling right now? I'm sure you're probably tired.
Yeah, a sleep would be good, but don't have time for that at the moment.
Yeah, you've got to make the next journey.
Hello again.
Hey, sorry for the tech issues.
All good.
I was like, oh, I hope we didn't faint. I wasn't sure what happened.
No, all good.
Okay, so there's a play I have to ask you about in that last game.
Sure.
You've got the big board. You've got the Cecil. He plays down Shinryu. And, of course, he's probably going to go search out Tidal Wave. And you took a while there. I believe you had the Leviathan in hand.
I sure did. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to cast Leviathan, putting Shimmer on the bottom. Hang on a minute. That will just let him grab the Shinryu again and then play that Shinryu again to then search the Shinryu again to then Shinryu S and wipe my board. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
But, well, and he wouldn't have had enough that turn, but he would have had it the next turn. So
No, he
was there
enough.
any...
He had enough.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't think he was going to have enough resources for it that turn.
I'm pretty... I'd need to watch the stream again, but I was almost certain that if he was paying 2 more to play another Shinryu, because the card that he searches off the Shinryu, and I think he still had 3 cards in hand at that time. So 3 cards in the Shinryu S to... Yeah, like I lose my Leviathan, and it basically does nothing to the game state. So yeah, that was why I was, I guess, spending a bit more time there thinking... Yeah, it will definitely resolve first, and he will be able to just choose that Shinryu as the search target, because there was only one other Shinryu in the deck at that time. The other one was in the damage zone.
Okay, fair enough. So, about your first match when you went so aggressive, was that? Did you think that was a good idea just against this deck matchup, or was it, hey, okay, you think he's going to win in the long game?
Yes, I most certainly think that. So when I saw Rosa Cecil in my opening hand and Water CP to play the Rosa, I just went for it. Immediately went into, from his turn, Cecil into Warrior of Light to just push the free damage. Yeah. Yeah, like I knew that I had to beat the control before they get to set up.
Proverbial all gas, no brakes. No, well played, man. You definitely played it very, very well. Do you know who your next opponent is going to be?
It's Anthony, the undefeated Swiss with Cat 6. I don't know if
you
it's Ice Water or Ice Fire. I will find that out very soon when I look at the list.
Have you had to play any Cat 6 this tournament?
Not one. So
okay.
people that I travelled with, one of them versed 4 of them. I didn't verse 1.
So this will be a pretty. I don't know how much you've practiced against it, but so this will be a new matchup for the attorney for you then.
It is a completely new matchup for me. Like, I've played Cat 6 with other decks, not with this one.
Gotcha.
So I don't know like what would be considered the best lines for it. Just gonna play and see how it goes.
Well, I'm sure you're very tired and want a moment to collect yourself before you go into this next matchup, so I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for jumping on with us. Congratulations on your win, and best of luck in your next match. I'll be rooting for you.
Yep, no worries. Hopefully I get to speak again with the win.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks.
You bet. Have a good one, Paul.
Thanks. Bye.